Welcome back to Hiking with Kathleen. I'm out at dawn and I'm just in one of my favorite places as far as this hiking trail goes, and I'm just going to go down and have a look, which will provide me with an overview of the Thames River. So I hope you stay around and join me on this adventure. I'm just listening to a male Scarlet Tanager singing his heart out. I'm obviously somewhere in his territory, and he's covering off the treetops in this vicinity, making his presence known, especially to intruding Scarlet Tanagers. It makes for a beautiful display, and they're a beautiful bird with the bright red colors and the black wings. But anyway, that's part of the bird song, that when you're out early in the morning, it tends to be most lively and most vibrant. I'm just loving my morning walk today. It's very quiet here in this woodlot. Temperatures are still really good right now. I don't know, I think I came out here when it was about 10 degrees Celsius, and the high is supposed to get up to 23 or 25 degrees Celsius, but that's not till this afternoon. The fact that it's beautiful and sunny, there's lots of activity. Fish were carrying on in the Thames River, so there's some spawning activity going on. I wasn't able to capture that. And of course there's lots of bird activity. And here, chipmunks. I saw a deer that looked very, very pregnant jog away from me. And a lot of does have given birth to fawns already in the month of May. We're at the tail end of May right now. So it could be that she was looking for a quiet spot, and who knows, it could have been today she was going to give birth. So anyway, lots of activity, and just loving this beauty and the peace and the solitude. You hear folks talk about forest bathing, and it's sort of a meditative technique where people will go on a guided tour of a forest and focus on certain things. So maybe focus on finding shadows or finding certain patterns in the natural area around them. And that can be really great to sort of train your mind to look for things beyond your everyday thoughts. And I guess I would probably have to liken my hikes in the woods to something like forest bathing that isn't a guided hike. Nature guides me. So in this case here, when I go through the woods, I just tune in to the sights from movement, or the break in the pattern, or the sounds that are around me. And you know, pause a bit, maybe take some time to set up the camera and shoot some video. And sometimes I just watch or listen as I see things unfold before me. So I tell you, that has such an incredible calming effect when you allow your senses to take over. And right now the forest is filled with wonderful fragrances, because there's lots of wildflowers that are at their peak right now. So anyway, a walk in the woods does the soul a lot of good. A lot of mosquitoes going on here, so I'm going to pick up the pace because I and becoming mosquito food. There's really no better way to start off each morning than by going for a hike in the woods. So today, we're continuing to explore spring. We'll continue to find migrating birds that will have set up their nesting area here in Ontario, Canada, as well as what other reptile, amphibian, and mammal sightings present themselves today. Just to let you know how important your specific feedback has been to us, when I lay out the video and do all of the editing, so I do the videography, the editing, and the explanations, the interpretation that you see, then Shannon comes in with the completed project and she selects the music that gives each clip a certain vibe, a certain feel. So it's your feedback that lets us know the sounds of water, the sounds of birdsong are important to you. And what we do is we together tailor-make the video so that it brings forward the sounds you appreciate hearing, so you get the feel that you're right out here with. There's not much more that I enjoy than being out here first thing in the morning to hear the dawn chorus. That is the chorus of the bird songs when they're just, you know, becoming active in the morning. And of course, there's another reason I'm out here really early, and that is because it's going to be very warm today. Temperatures are set to rise to 28 degrees Celsius today. That trend is continuing for the next 3 or 4 days, but into the low 30s. So anyway, I'm out here when it's more comfortable. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm bringing you along on this journey. When I'm out on these morning hikes, and it's really just myself and the animals, I find it wildly exciting because it's like the world is my oyster. That's how I feel when I'm out here in nature. And whatever sightings might be possible, whether they be mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, insects, wildflowers, I just find it very exciting because this is where I get to take my time in the morning, contemplate what I'd like to video, and sometimes I don't even pick up the camera. I just sit back, listen, watch, and remain absorbed into the present moment. So anyway, there's such a neat effect, healing effect really, to being in nature. It just helps to wipe away any sort of stresses and annoyances that might be going on in your life when you immerse yourself in a natural setting like this. So it's nice that I didn't have to go too far. Some of these places that I bring you to are, you know, anywhere between 10 and 20 minutes away from my home. So anyway, I'm going to continue along my way while it's still early in the morning before I'm joined by others that are nature enthusiasts, because I really feel it's like the early bird gets the worm, and in my case, the early bird catches the best videography opportunities without animals being stressed by other animals in the area, like humans and pets and stuff. So Anyway, I'm going to continue along in this journey and I'll show you what I find. What's pretty neat now is coming back to an area that I was at, about 5 days ago or so, and seeing, in this case now, ducklings that are with their mother, so it's easier to identify them. So it looks like a hooded Merganser. And across the way we have some young Canada geese that, according to a local bird watcher, the goslings are 2 days old, and we were watching the mother out in that vicinity there on her nest just I guess until a couple of days ago. So it's pretty neat to see this ongoing new birth that takes place out in nature in the springtime. I'm listening to the sounds of, we're hearing bullfrogs singing and green frogs. Those two frogs typically don't sing until the month of June, and we're hitting the tail end of May. In fact, May wraps up in about 3 days from now. So it's interesting that we're hearing their sounds so soon. I wonder if that means turtle egg laying season will be a little bit early too, because there's egg laying season when they come out of the water and look for higher ground. So typically as female turtles that you see crossing highways, they're looking for some place that is porous where the water will drain away because they can't lay their eggs in water. And that typically is also in the month of June. So we'll see if that's also a little ahead of schedule for this year.